Above the solar system, there is no ceiling, no dome, no gentle lid keeping everything in place. Instead, there is only the vast halo of invisible forces, a sphere of ghostly matter and magnetic currents stretching beyond the orbit of Pluto. It is here, in the silence of interstellar space, that the solar wind weakens and finally breaks. The edge is called the heliopause, a boundary not made of stone or metal, but of pressure and light, where the breath of our star ends and the winds of other stars begin. Beyond it, the galaxy waits like an ocean without shores, its waves made of radiation, particles, and the slow drifting of worlds. Above the solar system is not simply emptiness, but a vast unknown, where human maps fade into guesses and mathematics becomes a form of prayer. Yet below, there is also no floor. Beneath the plane of planets and the great sweep of orbital paths lies another kind of infinity. The solar system floats in a thin disk of the galaxy, like a ripple of stars circling the Milky Way's center. Above and below, that disk stretches the galactic halo, a sphere of dim stars and dark matter. In both directions, the pull of gravity weakens, and the number of suns thins into a lonely scattering. Below the solar system, one could fall not into nothingness, but into regions where dark matter outweighs starlight, where particles without faces outweigh the fire of burning suns. This is the underbelly of existence, invisible scaffolding that holds galaxies in place, though no eye has ever seen it. To speak of above and below is a kind of illusion, because in space there is no up or down. The solar system drifts in 3 dimensions, carried through the galaxy as if on a tide. Yet the mind craves orientation, a way to place itself in the immensity. Above feels like hope, like ascent toward clarity, while below suggests descent, burial, and the pull of fate. If one were to rise upward from the sun's glowing equator, passing the planets like scattered jewels, one would eventually cross into the Oort Cloud, a dark sphere of icy remnants, billions of frozen bodies left from creation. It is both a ceiling and a cellar, surrounding everything like a forgotten vault. From above, comets may fall toward the sun, carrying whispers from the deep. From below, they rise as omens, trailing fire across the sky. Both directions converge in mystery, as if the solar system is a fragile flame sheltered in a sphere of ice and darkness. Above the solar system lies interstellar space, where the light of the nearest star stretches across trillions of kilometers, where the radiation of dying suns drifts like dust in a cathedral of night. It is not empty, not silent, but filled with the slow movements of particles, the echoes of ancient explosions, the low hum of the cosmic microwave background. To cross from the solar system into that space is to step from the comfort of home into a wilderness with no borders. It is the place where humanity's machines have gone, the Voyager probes, carrying golden records etched with music and voices, now drifting in a realm where no sunlight warms them. They are our only whispers above, frail metal bodies adrift in a current too vast to measure. Below the solar system lies a different frontier, not outward, but inward. Beneath the disk of planets and moons is the unseen engine of the galaxy itself. At the very heart of the Milky Way, hidden beneath countless stars, there waits a black hole millions of times the mass of the sun. Every orbit, every path, every direction above or below is tied to this unseen anchor. To descend below the solar system is to remember that all movement is curved, that all journeys are falling slowly into that dark center. It is gravity's secret law, written into the bones of existence, pulling everything downward in a spiral of inevitability. Above, there is expansion, the slow stretching of the universe itself, galaxies drifting apart, space growing wider with every breath of time. Below, there is collapse, the silent fate of stars that burn out, of matter that falls inward, of worlds swallowed by the black mouths of collapsed suns. The solar system floats between these forces, suspended between ascent and descent, between becoming and ending. To ask what exists above and below is to ask what future awaits us. The infinite rising toward open space, or the final falling toward darkness. The truth is both. Above, the universe grows wider, offering paths to infinity. Below, it deepens, revealing abysses without end. Humanity lives in the fragile middle, where light burns long enough to wonder, to ask, to hope. Above the solar system lies the promise of discovery, the endless horizon where imagination reaches farther than rockets. Below lies the truth of limits, the reminder that even suns die, that even galaxies vanish into silence. And perhaps it is this tension, between above and below, between expansion and collapse, that gives existence its weight, its urgency, its fleeting beauty. To look upward is to see possibility. To look downward is to see fate. But the solar system itself, caught between, is a temporary shelter, a fragile lantern burning in the dark. Above and below are not separate realms, but reflections of the same truth, that we live in a universe both infinite and mortal, both radiant and doomed. And within this brief balance, we find ourselves asking, above the familiar sweep of planets, below the drifting veil of comets, the solar system appears to rest in a cradle of emptiness. Yet the emptiness is not silent. It breathes with unseen forces, threaded with dark matter, brushed by radiation older than the stars. Time itself thickens here, stretching into eras where civilizations are born, burn, and vanish without leaving a sound. Somewhere beyond the halo of our sun, black holes lurk in the dark, swallowing entire systems without leaving a trace. Distant galaxies flare and fade like sparks on an infinite ocean, each one carrying its own history of life and extinction. To drift here is to feel the weight of billions of years pressing against the present moment, to stand in a place where above and below no longer mean direction but destiny. And in this fragile stillness, a question forms, cold and unyielding. What truly surrounds us? And what lies waiting just beyond the solar system's fragile light? The solar system, balanced in its quiet orbit around the Milky Way, is not as secure as it seems. Above its plane lies the galactic halo, a faint sphere of dark matter and ancient stars stretching far beyond sight. Below, there is the same abyss, thick with particles we cannot touch, shaping the universe while hiding from our senses. Astronomers measure the pull of this invisible mass, yet no eye has ever seen it. It is as if the solar system floats on scaffolding made of shadows. Beyond the Oort Cloud, where icy fragments drift in silence, the sun's influence ends and the galaxy's currents take over. Out there, entropy rules. Stars collapse into black holes, galaxies unravel, radiation bleeds across eternity. The further we look, the less permanent everything becomes. The paradox deepens when time itself bends. Near collapsed stars, minutes stretch into centuries, while elsewhere galaxies speed away into a future we will never reach. Even the Fermi paradox lingers like a wound in all this immensity. With stars older than our sun and planets countless as grains of sand, why is the universe silent? If civilizations rise and fall across eons, why do we not see their echoes above or below us? Perhaps their lights burn too briefly, erased by cosmic tides. Perhaps survival itself contradicts the laws of expansion and decay. The more science uncovers, the less solid the solar system feels. Its orbits, its warmth, its fragile bubble of life, all of it is temporary, caught between vast forces pulling outward and downward. Above promises infinity, below whispers extinction. And both directions suggest a truth our minds are not ready to hold. Above and below are illusions. The solar system does not rest in safety, but in suspension, a fragile ember held in a storm without end. Everything we know, every memory and story, every life, is caught in a bubble of light that will one day vanish. If we are alone, then we are the only eyes the universe has ever given itself. If we are not, then others have come and gone, erased before they could leave a trace. Silence is either the mark of our uniqueness or the graveyard of countless civilizations. Both truths are unbearable. Time is the true predator. Stars collapse. Galaxies drift apart. Even atoms will one day decay into nothing. The universe does not remember. It only expands. And here we are, fragile and temporary, daring to wonder what lies above and below, daring to ask questions that stretch beyond the lifespan of suns, daring to search for meaning in a cosmos that offers none. Perhaps that is the realization, that our purpose is not given, but made in defiance of silence. That to exist at all is to carve a flicker of light into the dark. And that flicker, however brief, is the only eternity we will ever touch. On Earth, the sky looks calm, a soft veil of blue hiding the abyss beyond. Children laugh beneath it, seeds push through soil, oceans breathe against their shores. Yet all of this, every fragile rhythm of life, is held within the same silence that surrounds the solar system. The realization that time erases all does not strip this world of meaning. It makes meaning urgent. Each breath, each kindness, each fragile step becomes heavier when measured against the eternity that waits above and below. A star burns so that light can reach its planets. A seed splits so that a forest might rise. A child's eyes widen so that wonder survives another generation. These are small acts, brief as sparks, yet they resist the darkness in a way galaxies cannot. We cannot stop entropy, but we can choose what we leave behind. The Earth is fragile, but within that fragility lies choice. To waste or to protect, to destroy or to nurture, to remain silent or to answer the silence with light. The universe will not remember us, but we can remember ourselves, and in doing so, write meaning into a cosmos that offers none. In the stillness above and below, the universe speaks without words. Its language is silence, its message written in the slow unraveling of stars. We are brief, yet within us burns a fire that no void can contain, the will to ask, to wonder, to reach. Perhaps that is all the cosmos ever needed, a moment of awareness, flickering in the dark.